I could put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
Talking Dicks, spin-off of the web series The Two Dicks, Al Romas, Tampa, Florida. That is Al Ducharme in Studio City. He's got an earbud that smells a little bit like a hot cup of coffee. Explain yourself, Alfred.
During the setup today, which is a makeshift setup, it's in our bedroom, but it's the dressing area where my wife does her accessories. So
Where she gets herself glammed up.
All glammed up during the pandemic. Well,
yeah.
I had to do some adjustments, and my earbud fell into the coffee, and now there's no sound coming out of that earbud. So,
lick it. Tell me how it tastes.
It tastes like earwax and coffee.
That could be maybe that's it. Maybe that's like a Reese's peanut butter cup. Maybe that's a new thing that we could put on the TikTok, and maybe we could sell the earwax coffee earbud thing.
Hey, you got your earwax in my coffee. You got your coffee in my earwax. No?
Nobody under 60 remembers that commercial. I skew younger, so I don't know it either.
All right, what's going on?
I hear a heartbeat in the background. I don't know if anyone can hear that. I hear a heartbeat. You want to tell us something? Is this an announcement?
Well, I know.
Are you pregnant?
I know it makes you nauseous.
Are you pregnant, sir? Are you with child?
No. That is the construction that's going on. We had a pipe burst, which we've mentioned in 4 different episodes or volumes.
We all know.
Well, they're here to do the repair work from all the pipes.
I'm sorry I asked. That's one of those questions. You ever ask someone a question, and then as you're asking, you go, I don't want to hear the answer.
I don't want to know. Situation many times.
That's me on stage a lot of times too. When I go, what do you do? And then as I'm doing, I don't care, and I don't want to know, and I don't want to talk to this person, and I should have just stuck with my dumb material and moved on.
Okay, but here's the scoop. You were in your vehicle on the last podcast, and we had some ins and outs there. Can you hear the guys pounding? Okay, hopefully a lot of that will be...
I hope that's what that is.
Well, because this mic here that I'm using is supposed to filter most of that out. But the mic that I use to communicate with you picks up everything. So we should be good. It may be a little distracting.
All right, well, I heard
but
pounding.
Not to the listeners.
There's men there, and I don't know where your wife is, and I'm hearing pounding, so I don't know what's going on in the douche.
My wife's in the other room, and there's a lot of pounding going on.
A lot of pounding going on. I know. But the car had some issues. I'm not gonna do a live car pod again without a microphone at least. Using the phone as the mic, it didn't cut it. I didn't.
No, we're gonna get you a little iPhone microphone.
A little a young Asian boy. That's what you're going to get me.
A young Asian boy, a lady boy. No, we'll give you a lav. You pin it right to your T-shirt, whatever you have going on there, and that will make a big difference. So I think it's about $80 for the whole gadget.
Well, that'll be some Patreon dough that we need the patrons to come through for.
I think we're going to dip into our Patreon money for that one.
That'll take about 6 months to get $80 from our patrons, but. Once we do, yes, jackpot. But we have exciting things happening with the podcast. I saw you put up a little thing. I posted it today, and we're going to be available very soon in wherever you get them, in your car, on your phone, wherever you enjoy podcasts. You can hear the Two Dicks or the Talking Dicks, and this guy pounding away in the background. You can hear him too.
That is true.
Volume 73.
Yes, we have an RSS feed. And if you know what I'm talking about, good for you. And if you don't, figure it out. But basically, we joined a podcast platform called Buzzsprout. And I've had a couple of other ones in the past, but this time we're going to go Buzzsprout, which is a bit more user-friendly, modern, and they seem to be popular. So we're going to use them. We're going to try them out for 6 months or a year, and if we're happy, we'll stay. If not, we'll move to another one. But right now, I'm pretty... we were on another one, I'm not going to name it, before, with my old podcast, and they're a little bit archaic. And
right. Yeah.
I wasn't happy.
I don't even remember. I had one years ago. I don't remember who we used.
Lipson!
That's how long ago it was. I did it with Helen Keeney, our old friend who's been here many times,
Yes.
been in the Two Dicks, and we had a podcast. But the problems at that time was I was traveling a lot. She was working at HSN, and it was tough to. You couldn't do it like today with the the Wi-Fi and the those Zoom, and there was no such thing. So if we weren't sitting in the same room together, it didn't work, and we couldn't really get together much. So that was the end of the
was
world.
almost possible back then, but it was very difficult and not reliable at all. So
Yeah, and back then we mean about 8 years. You know what I mean? It's not that it's like I think it was about 8 years ago.
If you have a partner or you're interviewing guests, it makes it very, very difficult, and that's why Bill Burr, he does the Monday morning podcast.
I don't know the name.
When he started out, he would just do it on his iPhone. He would upload it from his hotel room, but he didn't have a guest. He only has like a couple of guests a year, and that's the thing. That just frees you up to do whatever you want.
Exactly. Hey, we had an interesting comment I wanted to bring up to you. I forget who. I didn't bring my envelope into the office here, but we'll make believe this is an envelope for those watching. Hey, there you go.
Questions.
Hey, we do a lot of basically we do a lot of cruises, and somebody wanted to know what was an interesting or different type of cruise that you did, and let's hear a story from it. Do you have any?
Well, first of all,
interesting or different?
Performing on cruise ships is so 2019.
That is, it's a little bit dated now. We don't remember. It may be gone. We don't know. I mean, God, I didn't think it was going to be December, and we still be on landlubber. But did you ever do I did a swingers cruise. You ever do anything like that, where a charter for a certain group of people, and you go out and you do 4 or 5 days or 7 days, anything like that?
No, nothing nearly exciting as that. I should have let off on this one and let you tell your swingers cruise. Was this in the last decade?
This was, I would say this was about maybe 6-7 years ago. It was 5 days out of Tampa, with comedian John Wing. Very funny comedian John Wing, who was completely disgusted by the whole thing and stayed in his cabin for 5 days. He would not come out. He would do his show. He would order room service, and he would not be seen. He was freaked out by the whole scene, which I was not. I thought it was pretty cool. These were not nudists. Ththese were swingers. It's a whole different thing. Do you understand?
I do understand. I'm just trying to do the timeline. 5 or 6 years ago, did you bring your wife?
No. She would never. I mean, no.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
No, she would have no interest in any of that type of thing. And that was the conversation I got in with one of the guys who was running it, because he was trying to tell me how, they're not cheating on their spouses. They're swingers.
Well, I guess if you have that agreement.
That's the agreement. That's the lifestyle.
Yes.
And so they would say before the lifestyle, our life was boring, and after the lifestyle, so then John Wing and I, to this day, if he posts something on Facebook, he just writes, is it before the lifestyle or is it after the lifestyle? Because that was the go-to phrase that they like to use, which, I mean, is a hunk of bullshit, really. I mean, they're all fucking each other, and it's all,
Fuck you.
You can call
me.
it what you want. Yeah. You can call it, but by day 2 or 3, they were also, there goes my microphone. By day 2 or 3, they were also, they also turned into nudists. So then it became kind of a real freak show.
Wow.
Because once the ship was out at sea, they were like, hey, why are we it's a charter. Why are we listening to any rules? So let's just get naked here. And so then that was pretty much the deal there.
So although you didn't partake, were you walking around like this?
Yeah, it was more of a like this.
Oh, they weren't. It wasn't like 22-year-old swingers.
No. Never is. We
Yes.
talked about the nudist colony on a previous pod, and it's the same kind of thing. Those are the people who also tend to live the lifestyle, So, but they would be like, hey, I'd be having a cigar, and they would come up and, hey, our door's open. If you want to come in, and the door's open anytime. I was like, good to know. Good to know.
How does that work for them? They just throw the net out. They say, hey, you don't have to be a 10. You can be a 6 or a 5.
Yeah, because it's not
the
about...
excitement about having this sexual interaction with the stranger is...
Right.
And both...
It's not...
Usually, I would say that both the couples, or man, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, are willing and able.
Oh, 100%.
But I've also heard that there were couples where like one was into it, usually the guy, and the wife wasn't, but she went along with it, but hated it.
Well, that might be at a club, but not on a cruise. You know what I mean? I think when the people on the cruise were fully were into
committed.
it. And it's not about looks or, meeting. It was just like, hey, how about that guy? How about that girl? And then they would do it, and then they go to lunch and talk about it, and then they had to do it again, and they go to dinner and talk about it, and they claim that keeps the marriage alive. That's, it's a lot of fun, and they're not cheating. They're not cheating. They're whereas a regular couple someone might be cheating. They keep it secret, a lot of lies. There's no lying. Everything's up in the open. Very honest.
As long as you know that going in.
Right.
Maybe you've had these experiences with threesomes prior to getting married. Then you get married, and then you're a swinger. If you keep going with it, what happens if you don't have to be married to be a swinger? You can just be a couple, right?
No, you can be a couple, and I think I'm pretty sure at these clubs, women get in for free, but men have to go with a woman, have to arrive with a girl.
Women get in for free, but men have to pay.
That's right, sir. That's right. That's how it works. So you never did any cruises similar to that kind of that was mine. That was a one-time swinger cruise. That was enough. I was pretty disgusted by the whole thing.
No, I didn't do one of those. But I will say, when I was a single man and I did my first cruise, I had a grand time. I did a Mediterranean cruise. We did Spain, Portugal, Gibraltar.
Yes.
It was very entertaining off stage for me. There were
details, sir.
Well, I was a single man, and I was meeting some very lovely ladies, both entertainers, dancers, crew, some very exotic women, and
what does that mean? What does exotic mean? What is that? Define.
It means in their country they're a 7, but in my country they're an 11.
Oh, that's okay. Do they have those dead eyes?
Yes.
Like those kind of dead looking you see in the crew area. Sometimes those women that work 20 hours a day.
And they say things to you like this. Do you want to fuck? They're like cyborgs.
Uh-huh.
Fuck me all night.
Wow. I've never
that
met
actually
any of
they
those,
never said all night.
Exotic women.
Fuck me now get off. You're too hot.
That's more of an Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I slept with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
All right. Well, that's a good story then. You should have led with that. Forget my swingers nonsense. You're banging Schwarzenegger. That's a podcast.
Now that was my sexual peak, and yes, that was it right there. Not performance wise, but the peak of my sexual interludes.
What was crazy about mine was they in the notes they tell you to work clean. The show must be clean. These people are basically nude and they're banging each other and they go work clean. So my first 5 minutes I go out, I'm clean, nothing, and then I just start going, hey, you guys all fucking each other tonight? Woo! Yeah, keep it going. We love this guy. And John Wayne works all clean, so he's in the back scribbling, writing just like jokes about banging each other on the craps table and that kind of thing. But and it was great. We did one show, 5-day cruise, one show, and then off. So like I said, he wouldn't come out. I'd be calling him, going, hey, let's get lunch. Let's have a cigar. No, I'm not going out. I'm not going anywhere. These people are disgusting. I'm staying in my room.
All right.
I was like, all right.
You
got to see I got to get out there, man. I got to see the scene. But then by day 3, whatever it was, I kind of agreed.
Yeah, I was like, all right, enough.
Yeah. And then I knew someone on there, which was the craziest thing. I forgot just now. I was having a cigar, and this guy walks in, and I start talking to him, and he goes, my girlfriend's a comedian. And I go, oh, really? I go, okay. And then he goes, he says her name, and I go,
Helen Keeney.
And, hey, there it is.
I'm sure she appreciates that.
This girl was a Tampa open micer, or just starting it. But I knew it, and then so she doesn't know that I haven't done my show yet, or maybe I did. I don't remember. She walks in and she's wearing like nothing, just like a see-through negligee in the cigar bar, and I'm like, "Hey, Tracy, how are you?" And she's like, "Holy shit!" And then she came over and sat, and she was like, "I'm not really into this. My boyfriend likes it. I'm trying to." I go, whatever. I go, "That's fine." I go, "It doesn't matter to me. It's all good." But then they got married.
Yeah, but they're divorced.
And I was like, okay. They are divorced. They are divorced. Lasted about a year. Yeah. I think the odds of those marriages last.
From what I understand, that's what I understand. Now,
those are the statistics.
Have you taken in the Netflix show called Succession? Is it Netflix or is it HBO? I forget. But it's Will Ferrell, Adam McKay,
and I have not
produce it.
I have not.
Well, anyways. Season 1, early on, the daughter of the billionaire, she says, "I want an open marriage." The night of their wedding, so after they've already exchanged vows, she says, "Let's have an open thing." And he's like, "Okay," because she's an heiress, a billionaire heiress, and he wants to move up in the company. And what is he going to do? Say no?
No, good for him though, right? That's not bad.
As it goes along, he's very uncomfortable with it, and he has no game, and he tries to have a thing.
But that's different than swingers, right?
No, then they get into that. They invite somebody in.
That scene.
That's it.
Scene.
No more spoilers.
They get into the scene.
I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying they start going from open marriage to let's have threesomes, right. And that's when it really gets a little kooky.
Yeah, no, I'm going to have to check that out. I thought that was Showtime, but maybe it's not. I don't know.
Well, a lot of shows go to Netflix after they've started because Netflix pays them a fortune.
Right.
Because Netflix gets $12.99 a month from...
You're getting paid a fortune from Netflix. Don't lie. I know what's going on over there with your F is for family money.
I'm paid well for what I do, but I don't make the big bucks. I'm the low guy. Everybody else is a star.
Still pretty good. I bet.
It's gotten me off unemployment.
Hey now. Well, that ends.
Voiceover stuff was extra. That was like savings and retirement and,
right.
Getting a car. That's the new car.
Right.
That's what that pays for. But the regular living stuff is gone.
Well, and that crappy, even though it was nothing, but unemployment ends December 26th. That's it.
I haven't been collecting
pandemic insurance.
But
well, it's gone. That's the end of it. And Congress is not. They're not going to come back.
Pelosi and Schumer just rejected a $916 billion.
Billion with a B.
Call back waiting. Hello.
Call back to volume 5, maybe. I don't know. Many months ago.
You like that little clip, that 30-second clip from volume 3 from back in March when we started the podcast? Did we start in March or April?
I'm going to guess maybe the first week of April, because I know I walked off the ship March 16th, and then we talked about it a little. So maybe either the very end of March or the very beginning of April.
I think you're right, because we shot an episode.
We did an episode.
Two Dicks Long Distance, the web series, and that came out like garbage.
Yes, sir.
So we recorded something like a podcast, and we started shitting on it and commenting on it. And
right, and then just a thing. I got a Facebook memory today of you and I in Tampa. We were at Davidoff.
At the Swingers night
and we had
at Davidoff.
We were swinging. We were trying it out. We were trying an open podcast and see how it went.
Swingers at Davidoff is when you exchange cigars. You go, hey, try this one.
Well, I've been there. But it was a year ago, and we went down to Ybor, and it was like a little cigar festival, and then we went to that was 1 year ago.
Holy shit! You're kidding.
1 year, yes.
That was a good time,
Came
man.
up as a Facebook memory. I know we were. That was good. We were Ubering around. We were pretty lit up and
drinking in the afternoon, right?
some afternoon drinking, some cigar sampling in Ebor, Davidoff.
Like a ridiculous bottle of was it Johnny Walker Blue or Glenlivet?
Glenlivet. I bought a box of cigars of FSG, Florida Sun Grown, and it came with a big old bottle of Glenlivet. It was quite a deal. It was quite a deal.
$90 bottle
was free.
Like that.
Yeah, the bottle ended up being free.
No, I'm saying.
$40 for the box.
Yeah, you got.
Yeah. Well, remember, it was the end of the day. The guy was like, "Yeah, it was basically one bottle left behind him." He goes,
he was loading up his car, and he didn't want to take back everything. But no, he made money, and you saved a bundle.
Saved a bundle on car insurance. I sure did. And we saw a couple people I know down there. We went to I think we even went down to King Corona in Ybor City. Had a stick there. Some beer. That was a good time, but a year ago.
1 year ago. Well,
seems far than
it's a weird thing. This pandemic. Some of it is like flying by, and other parts are just like, when is this going to be over? And
it is weird that it's gone kind of fast, even though we're in this garbage of we don't know what's happening. But it has gone. I mean, when you think of March kind of starting, and we're in mid-December now.
We shot two episodes back in December last year.
That's right. Yes. We used the in the apartment I was in. We used the office there. That was Sunshine Dicks. Go look at it, or maybe there'll be a clip here. I don't know what else I'm going to do.
I'll stick it in.
But check it out anyway. Hey now.
You're not going to believe this.
Your divorce papers went through?
Better. Looks like our old pal Captain Crunch remembered his 2 favorite dicks in his will.
Snodgrass and McFuckstick?
Who? No. Us.
Cabbage?
Lots of it. That old boy must have been taking graft for years.
Let me see this. Holy schmackle, we're almost rich.
How does it feel to have all that money?
It doesn't suck.
Swingers. But they're all on YouTube. Check them out. They're all there. Every episode. Subscribe. I know we say it every time, but our views or listens are going way up, and our subscribers are staying exactly the same.
People don't want to commit, but that's okay. Soon they'll be able to listen to us everywhere that you listen to podcasts.
That's great. Yeah, and I love the seeing the views on the YouTube going up like they are is great. It's really been good. The last couple of weeks have been great for that. So thanks for listening to those, and subscribe to that, and hit the Patreon and see the video. Look what you're missing. Look at what I'm doing right now. Look what I'm doing right now. You wouldn't see that without. Don't even tell them.
And that's what you're missing, folks.
Give me a warning.
No, really, don't mess with me, because I don't come down to the bus station and slap the dick out of your mouth when you're working, do I? Oh, get on up here, motherfucker.
Give me security.
I'm sorry, man. The guy fucking came at me. What do you think, folks?
No way.
Okay, show them.
Subscribe.
Mary.
Go to patreon.com/forward the 2 dicks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money.